Yeah, this came up in our private Facebook group. I eat. This goes to food prep and having your stuff ready and waiting for you. You
Yep.
come back from a ride. I go straight into the fridge and I heat up chicken and rice.
So you have it prepped beforehand.
That's right. Yeah. So my
Meal prep Monday.
or when I'm making breakfast in the morning, I'll make extra rice, extra steamed vegetables. I always have my lettuce good to go. Believe it or not, it's the chicken which you have to kind of stay on top of, because I'll grill a couple of chicken breasts at a time, and then those go pretty quick. So the when I'm super dialed, you go for a ride and that chicken is already cooked, because it takes like 20 minutes to cook otherwise, and I don't have time for that. there is the glycogen window.
Yep.
30 minutes post exercise. That's when you want to get in, and that's when your muscle absorption, the glycogen absorption, is greater. That's the window. The window's open in that 30 minutes. So you want to fuel your recovery in that time. So chicken and rice, and that it really helps to have that pre-made. So killer set of Tupperware, get it out, heat it up in the belly.
Yeah, I think another really overlooked part of the post ride workout nutrition plan is hydration. I think we often just want to run straight into food because we're just hungry, but a lot of times our body kind of mistakes hunger or thirst for hunger. And especially when it's warm and hot and we're doing hard rides, it's hard to keep up with our fluid needs. And so I always chug a big glass of water right when I come in the door. And then my favorite post-ride recovery meal is the Smoothie Bowl, and I've talked about that. We should do a winning in the kitchen video on that, I think, at some point.
Your Smoothie Bowl?
Yeah.
You want to tell everyone what's in your Smoothie Bowl real quick?
For example, yesterday I did a hard 2-hour ride, and then I went to the gym afterwards, did some strength training, and so I was pretty hungry, and so I came home and I had dino kale. So what's the cool thing about the Smoothie Bowl is that it's really fast, and it's if you have all the ingredients in your fridge or at your house, it's it takes 5 minutes to put together. So I did dino kale, 3 bananas, frozen berries, some flax and chia seeds, a little bit of plant-based protein powder, some soy milk, and probably some cinnamon turmeric for the anti-inflammatory. And then I just blend that up and make it into smoothie, and then I just pour it into a bowl, and I put muesli on top, or granola, some pumpkin seeds, peanut butter, and that's a solid meal. Done. Or I'll just make enough more dinner or lunch from the night before than I would be able to eat.
Leftovers.
And I'll just have leftovers in the fridge and just heat them up in the microwave, and you're good. I mean, so that's 5-10 minutes within walking in the door. You know, you're getting food in. So.
Yeah,
it's key.
I think and to dovetail off of this, I just remember this. I get a lot of questions about protein recovery shakes.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan, and I'll tell you why. Because it's something you drink. They often have a ton of calories in them.
Yeah.
And then you're still hungry because you drank that and your stomach doesn't feel full. And then you go off and you have a meal and you just had double calories.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that if you've done a huge mega ride that day, but if you've only done an hour and a half or 2 hours, it's get that protein from the chicken and rice or from what you just said, and you're good. And the other thing is, when you get done with a long ride, hot ride in the summer on the weekend, for example, I'm not ready to take in that chicken and rice right away, so I'll have a couple glasses of water and a banana.
Yeah.
No, that's my glycogen window. And then an hour later, maybe after I've showered, then I go to my chicken and rice.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think it's key to, another good pro tip is to have, before you head on your ride, just throw some rice in the rice cooker, and just have some rice right when you get in the door, and then, kind of start to and that's the thing is people think you need to eat just the one meal right after the ride, but it's also your body can only absorb so many carbohydrates and protein at one time. And so it's about, especially during big blocks of training or big rides, it's about consistently kind of filling the tank up throughout the rest of the day, especially if you have another hard ride the next day. If you just eat a big meal right after your ride and then you just eat garbage the rest of the day,
that's no good.
It's gonna undermine your training. So
the biggest thing for the people that are new to winning in the kitchen is cook your food in advance. Do not come back to a kitchen where you have to cook that food. You know, that takes too much time. You're probably not going to do that. Yeah. And the second thing is, you know, have that food from the grocery store and, you know, plan that stuff out in advance. Chris Butler asks how many grams of carb to protein. Pretty well established in the scientific literature. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. And, you know, it's funny when Scratch Labs came out with their recovery mix, Alan Lim wrote a piece describing the product, and he said there's really no magic from 5-to-1 or 3-to-1. You know, you just want to make sure you got more carbs and just a little bit of protein. And
I'll just say with that, focus on quality over quantity. Don't worry too much about the numbers. Like, as long as you're eating real food with enough calories, like, you're gonna be fine. And then also Timothy asked about sweet potatoes. Just quickly, pre or post? I would say definitely post. I mean, sweet potatoes are typically pretty high in fiber, and so it could give you stomach issues if you have sweet potatoes right before a ride. And after, I mean, they're great. Like, the only thing with sweet potatoes is sometimes, like, right after a ride, your body wants fuel that is easy to absorb and digest. Sometimes for some people, sweet potatoes can be tough to digest, especially if you cook them with the skin on. But that's a great addition to a meal later in the day. As like your normal, like, real meal, you know. But like right after a ride, fruit or like white rice, easy to digest, you know, and absorb. Like, that's the money right there for getting that into the cells and replenishing that glycogen. I
find rice is way easier to prepare than sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes take more chef ability.
Yeah, totally.
I remember when, you know, long ago when U.S. Postal was the dominant team, I read somewhere that they were eating baked potatoes in their 30-minute glycogen window post race on the bus. And I tried that one race, and you know what did not work? A room temp baked potato. You got to have it like warmed up and, you know, nice and soft. So, you know, in another good, we're going to beat this with a dead horse again, you know, chicken and rice burrito.
Yeah, I'm a big burrito fan.
Me too.
That's my favorite food.
It's a good post-ride race recovery meal. Especially if you get it in that 30-minute post exercise.
It's also a great option when you're on the road, you know, those Chipotles.